right, welcome to Yoga Tuesday morning. Let's begin in a comfortable seat as we read a little bit about the fourth energy center. So we've been moving through the 7 main energy centers each day, and we're revisiting the fourth chakra, the heart energy center. In Sanskrit, this chakra is called Anahata, meaning infinite, unhurt, or boundless. The heart chakra is situated in the center of the chest at the height of the thymus gland behind the sternum. The heart is the bridge between the lower triangle, the root, sacral, and solar plexus chakras, and the upper triangle, the throat, third eye, and crown chakras. Heart chakra is related to being able to love yourself, being able to give and receive love with equal ease, feeling kindness and compassion for yourself and others, having a sense of we instead of only I, feeling a general sense of belonging and trusting in your heart as an inner compass. Imbalance in this energy center can manifest as feeling disconnected, loneliness, separation. Extremes include from cold-heartedness towards yourself and or others to overactive people-pleasing, resentment, a heavy heart, difficulty in forgiving. So to counterbalance or to balance it, forgiveness and compassion practices both for yourself and for others are very helpful. The color associated with the heart chakra is green. The element is air, and the mantra or seed sound is hum, H-U-M. Reflections, things that you might journal or reflect on today. Can you really give and receive with equal ease and grace? Do you have a sense of space in the heart center? Do you feel a sense of gratitude? Can you sense a deeper connection between all living beings and the earth? Are you able to express your boundaries in a loving way? Are you in touch with your inner child? Can you recognize the other person as you? Feel kindness and compassion even if you disagree? Can you forgive yourself and others? So we'll have a brief guided meditation towards the end. But for now, I'd like you to please find a comfortable seat as we'll begin with singing the seed sound or the mantra 3 times. So let's start with placing your left hand at the heart energy center. Notice it's not where your heart organ is physically located, but it's near that area. It's at the middle of the chest. And then place your right hand on top of the left. Soften the shoulders slightly behind and down and lift up through the crown of your head, grounding firmly through sitting bones. Begin with just feeling more present in your body. Observe through your senses the environment, the space that is supporting your yoga practice right now. With all the sounds, with all the movement, with all the stillness included. Notice any sensations in your body informing you to pay more attention to. Observe the natural flow of your breathing. Any thoughts prominent in your mind. And your overall energy, as well as energy in motion, or rather emotion. Now bring your awareness to the center of your chest where your palms rest. Take a deep breath, gently expanding that area, allowing your collarbones to broaden, sternum lift. And then through the mouth, whisper the breath completely out, very slowly. Inhale a little slower. And exhale through the mouth again. This time, to begin 3 chants of hum. Inhale. Feel the resonance of the sound Bowing in towards your heart, acknowledge your intention you're setting for your practice and perhaps for your day. Now you might keep the eyes closed as you start to expand the belly more consciously with the breath, using the diaphragm, exhaling equally slowly through the nose. Now closing the lips as you breathe. We're going to begin our 1-minute practice of bellows breath, Bhastrika Pranayama. I'm going to set the timer for 1 minute of this, but before we start, I'll quickly demonstrate. The arms are bent at the elbows out to the sides, hands like fists. As we inhale, the arms raise, the fingers spread. As we exhale, the elbows rebend, hands like fists. And it's rhythmic, short and quick like this. Focusing on using the diaphragm to expand and contract the belly equally through the nose. So as you close your eyes, steady your gaze just between your eyebrows. Prepare with your elbows bent to the side. Keep the neck long, spine tall. Ready for 1 minute, begin. And relax. Pause with a natural breathing. Let's begin Ujjayi breath, closing the lips still and sustaining the breath equally through the nose, while creating a gentle whisper by softly narrowing the back of your throat. Adding a sound to help anchor your attention in the present. As you continue to smoothen the breath, gently open your eyes. Please reach for that strap that I did ask for you to grab, or anything that resembles a strap. And let's come to sit. Now watch first, because some of you might have knee issues that won't allow this. Come to sit in some version of hero's pose like this. You'll want to have the toes pointed behind, not turned out to the sides, knees close together, no wider than hips distance, so that we can start to open up the fronts of the thighs and hips. Modifications could be taking a block or something like it and placing it right between the ankles so your pelvis is more lifted, less bend in the knees. Or sit in a way that will allow you to be upright if none of these work. So from here, take hold of your strap, and you'll want to separate your hands wider than your shoulders distance apart. If you know that your shoulders are feeling a bit tight today, go generously wide to start, because you'll want to keep your elbows straight, your shoulders relaxed down away from the neck, and think of drawing in the bottom of your front ribs at the solar plexus area that we focused on yesterday. Lifting up through the center of the spine. We'll inhale, raise the arms slowly overhead, keeping the arms straight and the shoulders relaxed. We'll exhale, circle the arms all the way behind you and down. Now this might require you to have more length between the hands on the strap. Inhale the arms up, exhale the arms forward and down, and that's it. This is called shoulder flossing. Try a few rounds with your breath. Inhale the arms up, Exhale the arms back and down. Nice and slow with the breath. Inhale up. Exhale, forward and down. Keep going. We're going for about 10 more rounds here as we warm up the shoulders. If you're feeling like your shoulders are already getting warmer and you want to add a little more rigor to it, bring your hands closer together. Keep the strap slightly taut, not loose. Breathing in as you lift. Breathing out as you lower. We're about halfway there. Now take notice as you're moving your arms, the alignment of your spine. How your shoulders remain stacked right above your two hips. How the crown of your head hovers right above your tailbone within the natural curves of your spine. Feel that your front ribs are not protruding, especially even more here as you lift the arms, but you're sealing them inward towards the back of your body consciously. So finish your last couple of breaths. And then we'll put the strap aside. So do extend your arms forward for a moment. Flex the hands at the wrists. So imagine in your torso, your arms right now, you're in plank pose, a vertical plank. So draw your triceps. It's these outer sides of your upper arms downward. It causes the fingertips to slightly turn out to the sides, but then from the wrist, just keep pointing the index fingers up so they're parallel to each other. Now, as you rotate the triceps down, notice the effect of the shoulder blades broadening across the upper back, which then helps you to stabilize your shoulder blades using your latissimus dorsi, the muscles about here. Then draw the shoulder heads down, lengthen the neck, observe the natural curvature of your neck by gazing straight ahead. So if your hands were on the ground, you wouldn't be gazing downward directly, you'd be gazing slightly forward to maintain the natural length and curvature of your neck. Hug in the front ribs, engage the belly, get a little taller for just a couple more breaths, lifting through the crown of the head, spreading the shoulder blades wide and down the back, firming the lower belly towards the spine. Now, we're gonna take this to the floor using your two blocks or objects that are like blocks at their tallest height, shoulders width apart at the top of your mat. You're gonna do a little shoulder alignment exercise. So place your index fingers right behind the center of each block, raising them so that your wrists are exactly your shoulders width apart. Spread the fingers really wide and flat. And then stack your shoulders directly above your wrists. Come onto your knees so they're right under your hips in modified plank. Now, remember how it felt when you lengthened your neck. You're looking on the floor ahead of your hands. You're lifting the front ribs towards the back without rounding the spine. You're rotating triceps towards the rear of your mat, stabilizing the shoulder blades using your lats. Engaging the lower belly, keep the spine somewhat like a straight line. I know there are curves in it. And with an inhale, glide forward, keeping the arms straight, the belly lifted, sides of the neck long. So you want to glide so much forward that your shoulders hover towards the front edge of the blocks. And then exhale, glide back, shoulders over wrists. Let's try that twice. Inhale, glide forward. Here you want to pay attention to keeping the length of your spine, not collapsing the belly. Exhale, glide back. One more. Keeping the gaze ahead, inhale forward, so you maintain the same space in the neck and curvature. The belly stays lifted. Now let's add on like a push-up. Inhale, glide way forward. Notice the arms are still straight until I find the full length of that glide. Then bend the elbows and actually hug your rib cage, the sides of your ribs, lowering until your elbows bend 90 degrees. Pause here. So if you have blocks, if you don't, you might come up and just watch for a moment. If you have blocks, the blocks actually catch your shoulders so you can pay more attention to. Your elbows bending 90 degrees right above your wrists. Your neck lengthening as you gaze forward. Your shoulder blades spreading using your lats. And your lower belly lifting, not collapsing. Then we'll exhale, engaging the belly, push up, and glide back to plank. So let's take that in a breath-led movement 3 to 5 times. Start with shoulders over wrists. And again, if you don't have blocks, just visualize that they're there. You want to notice that your elbows land at 90-degree bend directly over your wrists. Here we go. Inhale, glide forward, keep the belly lifted, neck long. Exhale, bend 90 degrees, hug the elbows in like chaturanga. Pause here as you breathe in. Keep lifting the belly, looking forward. Exhale, engage the belly, push up, then glide back to plank. Keep going. Inhale forward. Exhale, lower halfway. This is Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale, pause. Exhale, lift up and glide back. Inhale forward. Exhale, lower halfway. Now, if you're feeling fatigued, take rest. Don't take any more. Inhale, exhale, glide back. Otherwise, you might add straightening the legs. Inhale forward, keeping the legs firm. Exhale, lower halfway. Pause, inhale. Exhale, lift up and glide back. Last two, breathe in, forward. Exhale, lower halfway. Pause as you breathe in. Exhale, lift up and glide back. Inhale forward, exhale lower. Inhale, pause. Exhale, lift and glide back. Now let's set the knees on the floor. We're going to use these blocks to stretch your shoulders. So put them on the medium height, which will allow them to be more stable so they don't topple over. Keep them shoulders distance apart and place your elbow at the center of each block. If you don't have anything, just put your elbows on the floor. And from here, press your fingertips into each other so there's space between the palms, and walk your knees a couple inches behind your hips. Begin to trace your thumbs down the center line behind your skull, maybe towards the neck, as you lower your head towards the ground to bow. Continue to rotate your triceps, outer upper arms towards the floor, and draw your shoulder blades down the back, letting your chest sink towards the earth, but don't allow the belly to collapse towards the floor. So actually firm the belly towards the spine and press your sitting bones back. Now let's take 3 more deep breaths here. This posture helps to stretch the lats, the triceps, bring a little more openness into the chest, as physically our practice is going to be with a lot of back bends, heart opening postures as you focus on Anahata Chakra. So engage the belly, inhale, rise up. Place the hands and knees on the floor. And we're gonna give the wrists a little stretch. Spin the fingertips to turn out to whatever degree that feels good. And let's add some movement in cat-cow. Breathe in, elongate your lower back, glide forward, then coil your chest up, sliding the shoulders down. Exhale, contract the belly first, then let the tailbone drop, the skull fall. Inhale, lengthen the spine, then coil the chest up. Exhale, contract the belly, rounding your back. Take about 2 more cycles of breath at your own pace. Listening to that soft whisper as your breath glides past the back of your throat. Warming your body up as you breathe just through your nose. Ujjayi Pranayama. Victorious breath. Relax to a neutral spine and spin the index fingers to face forward so they're parallel to each other. Palms flat, tuck the toes. With very bent knees, lift your hips into Adho Mukha Svanasana, downward facing dog. Now take a few breaths, any kind of movement or non-movement. Let's integrate the exercise we use to be more aware of alignment of our shoulders and the rest of the body, moving through Chaturanga Dandasana, which is that halfway down like a push-up. We're going to take a full vinyasa here. From downward facing dog, inhale, glide forward into your version of plank, whether knees down or legs straight. Look ahead, lift the belly. Exhale, shift forward. Bend the elbows to hug the side ribs. Feel that Chaturanga Dandasana before slowly lowering all the way down. With your wrists alongside your floating ribs, ground the tops of your feet firmly and breathe in to coil your chest up, sliding the shoulder blades down as you look on the ground head. From Cobra Pose, tuck the toes. Exhale, press up and lift the pelvis back again. Downward facing dog. Bending your knees, look ahead of your hands, and at the end of your exhalation, walk or lightly jump into a forward fold at the top of your mat. From Uttanasana, press the ground or the legs. Inhale, lift your heart and gaze forward. Exhale, dive in. Firming down through your feet, inhale, sweep your arms overhead towards the sun. Joining the palms as you exhale, bring them together at your heart. Inhale, circle the arms up towards the sky. Exhale, bow down towards the earth. Press with your fingertips. Inhale, raise the heart forward, lengthening. Lower your fingertips. Step the left knee behind you into a kneeling lunge and tucking the toes. With your legs hips width apart, energetically but not visibly, drag the right heel back for stability. Raising the arms, lifting the torso up high into Anjaneyasana for a few breaths. Now, as you continue to feel as if you're dragging that right heel back, you feel that right femur or thigh bone plug in a little deeper into the hip socket, encouraging the left outer hip to slightly come forward. Lift your frontal hip bones as you engage the lower abdomen, drawing the tailbone downward. Now, lift your back ribs and feel a little more length in the lower back. Bring your hands onto your lower back with your fingertips facing down, encouraging the flesh of your glutes to reach downward towards the earth as you bend the elbows closer together. Picture the space right under your shoulder blades. In that area of your back, contract and begin to draw the shoulder heads behind you, tilt the heart up and open the chest. For another 3 breaths, imagine you have a little apple that you're hugging in between your chin and chest so as not to completely collapse your head back. Maintain length in the back of the neck, soften the eyes, smile. You're opening up the energy of your heart. Set your hands flat onto the ground, step back to plank pose. Allow one inhale to firm the belly in and plank. As you exhale, glide forward, carefully lowering through that 90-degree bend. Now choose to come all the way down or flip the toes from there. Either cobra or upward facing duck. Engaging your belly, lift your hips high back to downward facing duck. Now take a full breath. As you ground to fingers spread, inhale, raise the left leg behind you. Bend the knee. As you exhale, open the left leg at the hip. As you inhale, draw your right outer hip further back. Then exhale, lightly step the left foot inside of your left hand, lowering the right knee. Untuck the right toes. Imagine you're dragging your left heel back. Don't actually move it. Just feel that firmness as you root down and lift the arms to rise. Anjaneyasana. Now feel as you scissor the left hip slightly back, the right hip slightly comes forward. Engage your lower abdomen and lift your frontal hip bones, encouraging your tailbone to lengthen down. Now do the opposite with the back ribs. Actually lift them up and feel a little more space in the lower back. Take your hands behind you onto the lower back with your fingertips face down, releasing the flesh of the glutes downward. Bend the elbows closer together. Broadening the collarbones, lift your sternum and hold that imaginary little apple between chin and chest as you begin to gaze up, allowing 3 more expansive breaths, especially directed at the center of your chest. Relax the eyes. And with an exhale, lower your fingertips to the top of your mat. Step forward to fold. Keep your feet hips width apart and parallel. Inhale, circle the arms, rising all the way up towards the sky. Exhale, trace your thumbs down your body's center line. This time, modify chair pose. Bend both knees, keep your thighs parallel, hips width like your feet, and shift your weight back towards the heels. Another 3 breaths. Inhale, draw your tailbone down, glide your shin bones back. Exhale, 3. Inhale, hug the bottom of your front ribs in, lift your heart center. Exhale, 2. Inhale, soften the shoulders down, relax the face. Exhale, shift forward and fold. Press your legs to the ground. Inhale, lift your heart and lengthen. Lower your fingertips. Exhale, step the right foot back, this time to a high lunge, bending the front knee just over the heel. Bring the arms back by your sides and just lift the belly 2 inches to hover off your left thigh. Feel the strength of your right heel pressing back. Your left knee bending just over the ankle as you scissor the left hip back. Gaze ahead of your mat on the floor and broaden your chest. Relax your shoulders. Now begin to raise the arms overhead, diagonally forward like you're holding a large beach ball. With an inhale, tilt your frontal hip bones upwards and align your pelvis upright. Dropping the tailbone, you might bend the right knee. Now cactus the elbows apart and coil your chest up. Keep drawing the tailbone down so as not to feel any compression in your lower back. Let's allow 3 more breaths, again focused in your heart energy space. Tops of your shoulders, melt them downward. Center of your chest, float it upward. Allow 1 more deep breath. Then lower your hands into plank, lower through your own version of your vinyasa at your pace of breath. Remember, this could also be cat-cow in place of a full plank. Arriving in downward dog, take a full cycle of breath. Grounding through the hands, inhale, raise the right leg behind you. As you exhale, bend the right knee and turn open at the hip. Inhaling, tack your left outer hip further back. As you exhale, step the right foot lightly inside of your right hand. Stay on the ball of the left foot. Energetically scissor the legs towards each other to create a feeling of stability. Bring the arms back by your sides with the palms face down and lift the belly to hover just a couple inches off of your right thigh. Look ahead of your mat and relax the shoulders, broaden the chest, scissor the right hip back, and firm your left heel back. Start to reach the arms forward, upper arms alongside your ears. Then inhale, lift the frontal hip bones and rise into crescent lunge. Now by bending the left knee, direct the tailbone downward. Lift the back ribs away from it and feel the spaciousness at your lower back. Then bend your elbows apart so your arms are shaped like a cactus, and drawing the shoulder blades down, coil your chest up. 3 more breaths. Imagine that your forearms are gently pressing against the left and right walls of your room, encouraging your collarbones to smile wide just above your heart. Deep inhale. Exhale, lower your fingertips at the top of your mat and step the feet together to touch, forward folds. Inhale, sweep the arms, rising all the way up to stand. Exhale, trace your thumbs together at the heart. A little flow. Inhale, bend the knees to touch. Sink your weight towards your heels in chair pose. Exhale, shift forward and fold. Inhale, press the ground of your legs, lengthen halfway up. Step or lightly jump to chaturanga. Insert your own vinyasa here at your own pace of breath. We'll meet in downward facing dog. As you listen to your breathing, inhale, raise the right leg behind you. As you exhale, bend the knee towards your nose. Lightly step the right foot inside of your right hand into a high lunge. Inhale, rise up into crescent lunge. You've been here before. Exhale, join the hands at the heart and lean forward. Set the left hand down, the right hand to the sky, and twist. Backstroke your right arm and inhale, lift the left arm forward. Turn to face the left wall, warrior 2. Let's pause a moment to feel alignment here. So you want to align your right heel about to intersect the arch of your left foot. As your left leg slightly faces the front of your mat, straighten it. As your right leg completely faces the front of your mat, bend the front knee just over the heel. Aligning your pelvis upright with a tall spine, open the arms wide and steady your gaze forward of your right hand. Relax the shoulders and take 1 more inhale. Flip your right palm up, lift the sides of your waist, then sweep the right arm overhead towards the rear of your mat in peaceful warrior. Now you could either land the left hand lightly on your left leg here, Or add a little more stretch for the inner left shoulder by wrapping the left arm behind your back. Whether it catches hold of the top of your right thigh or you place the hand on your sacrum, keep bending the right knee forward, and let's take one more deep breath, laterally opening the right side body. As you exhale, lower your hands to plank and insert your version of vinyasa or none. We'll meet in downward dog. In downward dog, inhale, raise the left leg behind you, square your hips. Exhale, bend the knee towards your nose, land the foot forward in a high lunge. Inhale, slowly rise up to stand, crescent pose. Join the hands at the heart and exhale, lean forward for a twist. Right hand down, left hand to the sky. Backstroke the left hand and inhale, rise up and face your right wall, warrior two. Again, let's pause and define alignment for a moment. Set your left heel to line up with the arch of your right foot. As you straighten your right leg, spin the toes slightly to face the front of your mat. As you turn out your left leg, bend the front knee just over the heel. Feel your pelvic bowl orient upright and feel the full length of your spine. Relaxing the shoulders, arms wide open. Steady your gaze on one spot, just past the left hand. Let's take one more in-breath. Flip the left palm up, lift the sides of your waist, peaceful warrior. Reach laterally towards the rear of your mat. Now do the same as you did with that back arm on the first side. Either set the right hand lightly on your right leg or wrap it behind you to further open the front of your shoulder. Keep bending the front knee forward and take one more inhalation. As you exhale, lower your hands to plank. Optional vinyasa, cat-cow, hold plank. Whatever you need here to help feel balanced. We'll meet in downward facing dog. And that includes child's pose, remember. Taking a few breaths in downward facing dog. Let's set the pace to flow through the sequence we just set. One breath per motion, like a moving meditation, slow and mindful. With bent knees, look ahead of your hands. At the end of your exhale, walk or lightly jump to the front of your mat, feet touch. Breathe in to lift your heart and lengthen forward. Exhale, bow down, knees touch. Inhale, sit low, lean towards your heels in chair pose. Exhale, rise up to stand. One round, continuous flow. Inhale, sit low in chair. Exhale, bow forward. Inhale, lift the heart and lengthen. Float back or step back. Insert your own vinyasa, following your pace of breath. Arriving in downward dog. Inhale, raise the right leg, hips squared. Exhale, knee to nose, set the foot forward in a high lunge. Inhale, rise to crescent. Join the hands at your heart and lean forward as you exhale, twist to your right, left hand down, right arm to the sky. Backstroke the right arm, rise as you inhale, face left, warrior two. Flip the right palm, inhale, peaceful warrior. Sweep it laterally towards the rear of your mat. Exhale, lower the hands. Flow or no flow, insert what you need to feel balanced. We'll meet in downward facing dog. Second side from there. Inhale, square the hips, raise the left leg. Exhale, knee to nose, step forward to a high lunge. Inhale, rise into crescent lunge. Join the hands, lean forward. Exhale, twist to the left, right hand down, left hand to sky. Backstroke the left arm. Inhale, rise and face right, warrior two. Flip the left palm. Exhale, peaceful warrior, reach towards the back of your mat. Hands to the ground, flow or no flow. Let's meet in downward facing dog. 3 to 5 slow, conscious breaths. Bring your attention to how your neck, shoulders, and center of your chest feel. Is your body asking for any adjustments to allow energy to flow into that space? Now with very bent knees, look ahead of your hands. At the bottom of the exhale, lightly land at the top of your mat, feet touching. Inhale, lengthen halfway. Exhale, forward fold. Bend the knees. Inhale, chair pose. Exhale to rise up. So please grab your strap. You may or may not want to use it. And your blocks, if you only have one, place it on the right side of your right foot at the top of your mat. From here, start with your feet hips width apart at the top of your mat and slide your left foot back 2/3 as far as you did in your lunge. Keeping your legs straight, all the soles of your feet grounded, and your hips facing forward. Then raise your left hand, whether or not you're holding a strap from it. If strap, dangle it behind your back. Rotate your left tricep forward and bend the elbow behind the center of your head. Landing your left palm between the shoulder blades, you might grab hold of your shirt there if you don't have a strap. Reach the right hand behind you underneath. Grab the other end of the strap or your shirt and walk your hands as close together as you can. If possible, clasp the fingers, let go of the strap. Then as you spread your toes, energize your legs, especially your quadriceps, firm the belly in, and broaden your chest. Draw the shoulders down the back. Inhale, coil your chest and look up. Exhale, lead with the center of your chest and begin to fold towards your right shin, pausing with each inhalation to re-square the hips, ground firmly through both feet, and elongate the spine. Exhaling as you might fold a little deeper, just finding the degree of your forward fold here in pyramid pose, in which you can maintain the openness at your throat, the space between chin and chest. Let's give this posture 2 more deep breaths. Utthita Parshvattanasana. Now keep firming the belly and legs, lift the spine parallel to the floor as you breathe in. Lower your left hand either on your right shin to the left of your front foot. You could transfer the block under the hand, or to the right of your front foot. Use your right thumb and hook the crease of your right outer hip back, firming the left heel down. Elongate your spine down the midline of your mat and slide the shoulders away from your neck. Belly hollows as you breathe out. Raise the right arm up, palm facing the right wall. Turn your chest. Each breath in, feel the ground firm into it and elongate the spine forward. Each breath out, firm the outer hip still and rotate the rib cage. More at your waistline for 2 more breaths. Revolved triangle pose. Parita Trikonasana. Now look down at your right foot. Set your 2 hands to frame it. Grab your strap and step left foot hips distance from the right. Forward fold. Arrange your blocks where you might eat for side 2 and sweep the arms as you inhale to rise to mountain pose. Step your right foot back 2/3 as far as you did in your lunge. Feet about hips width apart so you can easily ground both heels, straighten both legs, and turn both hips to face forward. Raise your right arm, holding the strap behind you or dangling it behind you. Rotate the right tricep forward, bending the elbow behind the center of your head. With your right palm landing between your shoulder blades, if you don't have a strap, catch hold of your shirt. Reach the left hand underneath, catch hold of the other end of the strap or your shirt, and walk your hands as close together as you can. Maybe they clasp. Then from here, reground, spread the toes, energize the legs, firm the belly. Broaden your chest, slide both shoulder blades down the back. On an inhale, tilt your heart upwards. As you exhale, lead from the center of your chest and begin to fold towards your left shin. Pausing with each inhale to refirm the feet to the floor, energize the legs, and lengthen the spine. Exhaling to perhaps fold a little deeper while consciously maintaining space at your throat. Let's take 3 more breaths in pyramid pose, Utthita Parsvottanasana. Leading with the chest, breathe in to lift the spine parallel to the floor. Lower the right hand either on your left shin, to the right side of your front foot, or to the left side of your front foot. Ground through both feet and use your left thumb to hook the crease of your left outer hip back, realigning the hips squared as you breathe in to lengthen the spine forward, sliding the shoulders back. Twist as you breathe out to the left, raising the left arm, opening the left side of your chest. Any part of your spine that could use a little more breath and space. Each exhale, hollow your belly, stabilize the hips, and keep rotating the chest. About 3 more breaths here. In Parita Trikonasana, revolved triangle pose. Now look down at your left foot, frame it with both hands, and step the right foot forward to fold. Inhale, lengthen halfway up. Exhale, step or float back to Chaturanga and lower all the way down to your belly. Sphinx pose. Slide your elbows forward so you can lift your chest off the floor and have your elbows slightly in front of your shoulders. Bring your knees as close together as you can so we can give the quadriceps a little stretch. Preparing for a little more back bends. Cross the left forearm in front of your chest on the floor so your chest stays lifted, and bend your right knee. Backstroke your right arm so that you're opening the front of the shoulder, and catch hold of the inside, the big toe side of your right ankle or foot. With your knees no wider apart than hips distance, root down both of your frontal hip bones. Then slowly bring your right leg or your ankle slightly towards the outside of your right hip while pressing both shoulder blades down the back. Broaden your chest forward for another 3 deep breaths. If you're not yet feeling much of a stretch in your front of your right thigh and hip, you could spin the right fingertips to face the front of your mat, going a little deeper. Relax the jaw. Notice if anything tenses here. Allow 1 more deep breath. And exhale, release the leg. Place both forearms forward, come back to a neutral Sphinx pose as you slide your knees as close together as you can. Then cross the right forearm in front of your chest. Bend your left knee and backstroke your left arm to open the front of the shoulder as you reach hold of the big toe side, the inside of your left ankle or foot. With knees no wider apart than your hips distance, ground both of your frontal hip bones and turn your chest completely to face forward. Breathing slowly, bring your left heel slightly to the outside of your left hip. Relax the shoulders down, honor space through all the sides of your neck. If you're needing a little more spin your left fingertips to face the front of your mat. For the last 3 breaths here. Be aware if your tailbone begins to lift up and away from the ground. Root the pubic bone down to help support the length of your lower back. Now with an exhale, lower the left leg, lower your forehead, and let's prepare for bow pose. Bending both knees to catch the outer feet. We're just doing this once. If you have lower back issues like chronic compression in that area, I invite you not to practice bow, but instead to interlace your fingers, keep your legs straight, and lift everything into half or bound locust pose. So for those of you practicing bow, bend your knees, reach your hands back, and now catch your outer feet. Imagine you're hugging a block between your thighs so they don't splay wider than hips width at the knees. Kick your legs towards straight while pulling your feet towards your glutes so that you feel your knees lift energetically off the ground. Focus on the area under your shoulder blades to contract the back and broaden the chest as you gaze on the ground ahead. Relax the tops of the shoulders down. Imagine breathing through the center of your chest. What are you opening your body, your mind, yourself to today? 3 more breaths. To be able to receive, but also to give. When you're ready, lower your legs. You might like to make a pillow for your head to rest. Either shimmy your pelvis side to side, gently loosening up your lower back, or windshield wiper your shins together, left and right. Breathing into your stomach. Stick the tongue out, lion's breath, out through the mouth. This time fluttering the lips as you breathe out. Inhale to the belly and flutter the lips. Now walk your hands back alongside your floating ribs and press your body up to all fours, coming to stand on your knees for the next back bend, turning up a notch in camel pose. Now, if you do have a block, it offers some good support for the lower back if you hug the skinniest width between your thighs. If you don't have a block, give your legs the feeling as if you're doing that. And tuck your toes behind. We're gonna practice this posture twice. Place your hands on your lower back with your fingertips face down. Keeping your pelvis directly above your knees is important here so that you're focusing on bending the back right under the shoulder blades, not here in the lower back. So with the help of your hands, gently pressing the pelvis forward, draw the tailbone downward, lift the back ribs away from it, and feel the length in the lower back. Bend your elbows closer together, broadening the chest. Draw the shoulder heads behind you, and from right under the shoulder blades, contract your back to lift the heart up. Imagine you're holding a little apple between chin and chest. Now, if you can keep the pelvis directly above the knees still and reach back with one hand to catch hold of your heel, you could do that and then switch hands or both hands. Give yourself another 3 deep breaths. We are going to practice this one more time. When you decide to come out, place your hands on your lower back for support and roll the spine upright. Come to sit for about 3 breaths before the last round. Ustrasana, camel pose. You might like to place your hands at the center of your chest and just feel whatever's present, especially there. Now preparing for your last camel pose. Stand on your knees, hug your real or imaginary block. You can either tuck the toes again, or if you feel pretty open to go a little further, you can untuck the toes and firm the tops of the feet on the ground so they're further away to reach for. Hands on the lower back, draw the tailbone down, lift the back ribs away from it, bend the elbows closer together to broaden the chest. Draw the shoulder heads back and down, and from right under the shoulder blades, contract the back to expand and lift your heart center. 5 or more deep breaths. Focusing on your intention in your practice, in your day. When you finish, find a comfortable way to sit for Durga Pranayama, 3-part breathing. You might like to elevate your pelvis on a block. Sitting upright, relaxed. Place your left hand on your chest. Place your right hand on your belly. We're gonna go right into it, breathing 1/3 into the belly, then 1/3 into the side ribs, then 1/3 into the chest, where we'll hold the breath in for about 3 seconds. After, through the nose, we'll exhale completely and hold the breath out. That's one cycle. Let's try a few. Inhale into the belly, 1/3, pause. Inhale into side ribs, 1/3, pause. Inhale into chest, 1/3. Hold the breath in, keep the body relaxed, sitting tall. Exhale everything through your nose. Hold the breath out. Again, 1/3 into belly, 1/3 into side ribs, 1/3 into chest. Hold the breath, relax. Exhale through the nose. Hold the breath. Again, 1/3 belly, 1/3 side ribs, 1/3 chest. Hold it in. Exhale completely. Hold it out. Try 2 more cycles on your own. When you finish, just rest your hands wherever you like. Close your eyes, breathe naturally, and observe. As you sit on the ground for a seated twist, extend your left leg forward. Either step the right foot in front of your hip or cross it outside of your left knee, in which you might also bend your left knee. Place your right hand behind your pelvis on the floor and raise your left arm. Root into the ground and inhale, lift the spine. Exhale, twist to your right and lower your left arm, holding your shin or hooking the elbow outside your thigh. Feel your heart space still broad and uplifted as you continue to twist. When we practice quite a bit of back bending, that's drawing the shoulders back and down, and heart opening, that's lifting the chest, we also want to balance. It's like that balance of giving and receiving of ourselves as well, not overextending ourselves as givers, as I know some of you are. So we neutralize the spine in the spinal twist, and then we do the opposite, which is folding forward. So unwind from this twist and extend your right leg forward. Either step the left foot in front of the hip or cross it outside of your right knee, in which you might also bend your right knee. Place the left hand behind your pelvis, raise your right arm up. Root into the ground and breathe in as you sit up taller. Exhale, twist to your left and lower your right arm, either onto your shin or hooking the elbow outside your thigh. Feel your heart space, especially at the center of your chest. Broad, lifted, like the feeling of lightheartedness. Rotating the ribcage. A few more breaths. So though we neutralize the spine, and next we enter a forward fold, which seems quite the opposite of a back bend, we still integrate a slightly lifted heart within both of those postures. So whatever we receive from each previous posture, you can take it into the next mindfully. So let's unwind, straighten the legs forward for Paschimottanasana. If you like, you can wrap a strap around the balls of your feet and hold it with 2 hands. Flex your feet either way, engage the fronts of your thighs. Then elongate the spine, lifting the back ribs, firming the belly in, and lead the center of your chest as you bow. Each inhale, pause, ground the pelvis, and lengthen the spine. Keeping the center of your chest slightly lifted, open your throat. Exhale to fold further. Let's give ourselves 3 more full breaths in Paschimottanasana, bowing in to ourselves, honoring our guidance from within. Begin from the center of your chest to rise on an inhale. Then lower onto your back, taking your choice of either lifting your legs up, maybe against a wall, shoulder stand if you practice that normally, happy baby pose, circling the legs. Just another half minute for one more cooling posture before Shavasana. Lowering your body, find a comfortable position to give it stillness, rest, and peace. Releasing control of your breathing, close your eyes and soften your attention deeper inward. In this state of allowing, feel your body being breathed into, life force naturally flowing, bringing health and vibrancy to all the cells of your physical body. Feel yourself receiving that abundance of grace and nourishment. As you remember, there is an infinite supply of love. Now, if you'd like to enter our 2-minute guided meditation, begin gently to move your body in any way that feels good. Ease into a simple stretch. Perhaps keep your eyes closed, trusting your inner seeing ability. Lifting your body. Allow a comfortable seat for it to feel tall, to feel open, to feel strong and relaxed. Tune in to your natural breath flow. This constant flow of life force. As you breathe in, you receive. As you breathe out, you give. Let's bring some conscious energy into how we give and how we receive. If you'd like to use a mudra or hand gesture to go with this meditation, let's bring the fingers into a lotus mudra, which is bringing the thumbs and the pinky fingers both to touch of each hand. Bring the base of the hands, the heels of the palms together, so the fingers are spread like the petals of a lotus, opening up towards the sun. And bring your thumbs to touch just below your sternum, as though you were channeling that life force, breathing into your heart center, into the rest of your being, and that life force breathing out through your heart center. So the filter is the energy of love. You get to filter in and just receive what is pure, what is good, what is nutritious for your soul. As well, you get to filter out and give from a wholehearted space what is pure, what is nutritious for the souls of the beings you give to. As you feel the natural pulsation of your breath, and perhaps the pulsation of your heart, the organ. Notice your inevitable interconnectivity with all beings through the thread of limitless, pure, unconditional love. Bowing in towards your heart center, I invite you to say to yourself, in your own language, in your mind or out loud, there is an infinite supply of love. I am loved unconditionally just because I am. My true nature is pure love. I give to others with love. I allow myself to receive love. Let's join the palms together, bowing in to close, chanting the seed sound hum. Fill up your lungs, your belly, deep breath in. bows to the light in you. Namaste.